Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading that is going to span the next 2 weeks because we're going to be having a couple holidays here in North America. Canada Day is July 1st and Independence Day here in the US is going to be July 4th. So since I will be traveling, I will be out of town like a number of you. This is going to span 2 weeks. So this is going to go from Monday, June 25th through Sunday, July 8th. And that's actually good, gives all of us a little bit of downtime because I know I posted this short reading online and I know I mentioned the energy wave and I'm just going to, okay, perfect. I want to check, make sure it's recording. I have Yorkies in my lap. But I know I mentioned in that we have this energy wave hitting us, and we do right now. It's a very intense energy wave. A lot of us are feeling the energy, releasing things. You've got stomach stuff going on. Some people are tired. For those of you that are very scientific, and I sound very spiritual woo-woo out there when I talk about energy waves, we're getting hit right now by solar winds, and we have this massive solar flare that's headed our way. And I don't talk too much about it because I don't want to cause any panic because there's 4 different areas that may get hit by the wave. There may be some electricity down for a short number of days, but it's nothing to panic about. It is something that helps us. And it's interesting, I was talking with a friend and giving her a little heads up that, you know, she might want to have some food on hand just in case the electricity goes down for, 2 or 3 days, because it could be because energy hitting any grids, or it could be because some people have noticed the past few days, not only are your stomachs upset and you're tired and different things, but your cell phone's not working right or your computers aren't working right. So if it doesn't take those, it could cause, a storm or something that takes down, the electricity. So just something to be prepared, but not anything to worry about. But it is helping. It's helping with our ascension. It's helping us. But we're going to have another wave that's going to hit us next week, the week of the 25th. Not as intense, but still things. So many of you, we've got these energy waves hitting us, and we've been going through these upgrades, and we're becoming better, and we've been going through all this healing, and most of us have come to this point where we are ready. We're ready. We're when they have a race and they've got the horses caged and they're just itching to get out. Oh, they're anxious, they're nervous, they're like, oh my gosh, let me out it, release me. Many of you are you're feeling some nervous anticipation, but it's excitement. You've been feeling this excitement build. It's just been building up, and it's like the pressure. It's almost like some of you feel this pressure building up inside of you, and you know something's about to happen. You know it with every fiber of your being. And many of you actually have a general idea of what is about to occur, albeit you don't know all the details, which is how it's meant to be. God and Jesus and angels don't want us to know all the details. We don't need all those details, because by worrying about all the details and focusing on that, we're trying to put God and Jesus and the angels in a box instead of just letting them surprise us, letting them do what they do real well. And they do want to surprise you, which is why you don't have all the details. You have some of you again have a general idea, but there are going to be some surprises. There's going to be some pleasant surprises, and they're very excited to do that. But this month in July, we're heading into July. This is a time for all of you to hold on to your hats, because things are about to get very, very, very interesting. With these waves of energy that are coming in, this is bringing closure. Many of us have been waiting closure in so many different areas of our lives. Oh my gosh, can you close this so I can move forward? I'm ready. Make it in so I can burst out into my new beginning. For a large number, the situations, relationships, things that you've been in that you've been waiting to culminate will be ending in June. And these waves of energy are kind of pushing that ending, pushing it in order to push you forward. So we are coming to that tipping point. And like I said, for many of you, that tipping point, and it's the point where not just energetically, where things are energetically happening, and energetically happening with twins and light workers, bringing ascension things, and I'm not going to go down that path today. We'll do an educational video another day. But energetically, that's all coming to a tipping point. But it's coming to a tipping point with regards to your lives. It's coming to this breakthrough moment, this breakthrough point where finally everything shifts, where finally you get out of the stagnation, where finally the chapter finally closes and you move forward rapidly. For some of you, you will notice the chapter close and the new chapter begin as early as this 2-week time frame, which I think is beautiful because, you know, those of us that are celebrating our independence here in North America, you're being set free of the life that you did know, the life that you have grown beyond, the life that doesn't work for you, or the career that doesn't work for you, the relationship, but you've grown beyond that. You're ready to be free of that. And many of you are going to be receiving your independence from that situation, that relationship. You're going to finally be set free during these 2 weeks. And some are going to instantaneously jump into the next new beginning. So, like they're saying, hold on to your hats. It's about to get juicy. It's about to get good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that are interested in the cards, I have prayed over them, shuffled them. I ask that all of you received at least one message. Hopefully you will receive more than just one, but do keep in mind it's a general reading. It's for thousands of people, so you might find that only one message is for you, and that's okay. That means you're doing all right. But hopefully there will be more. But if you are interested in the cards, I am using my Gilded Lenormands, my Bluebird Lenormands, my Tony Carmine Salerno Wisdom Oracle deck, Denise Lynn's Native Spirit Oracle deck, and Kyle Gray's Angel Prayers. Okay. Huh. So we're doing a different spread today. Bear with me while they tell me what we're going to do. So... All right. Make sure. 1 second. Make sure you guys can see those. Oh, perfect. Okay. So this is what's called a ladder spread. And this is intended to help get to the truth of matters. Now, once we finish going over this, I am going to pull a card from the 3 Oracle decks as far as, you know, what the angels are recommending that you do. But the interesting thing is this spread will also let you know what actions should be taken or actions should be taken. But it really does help get to the truth of things, like, you know, what's really going on, what's really behind things, you know. And it helps you, you know, figure those things out. So what we have, okay. So we have the cross, birds, the ring, dice lady. We have the key, the scythe, the anchor, the stork, the labyrinth, the book, the wishing well, and the coffin. Okay. So starting right up here, we've got this cross. And you know, the cross is all about burdens and grief, sadness, guilt, pain, sorrow, suffering. Suffering that's unavoidable. You know, like when people say, you know, I've had this cross to bear. I haven't wanted to deal with this, but oh my gosh, I've had to schlep this around. It's been so difficult. You know, grinning and bearing things, just pushing ourselves through it. But it can also be about, you know, faith. It can be about, you know, taking responsibility of things regardless of the outcome, regardless of the cost, you know, facing things head on. And then you have birds. And birds are, chatter, communications. It can be online chatter. It can be, Twitter, little posts online. It can also be gossip. It can be the announcement of a pregnancy. But it's about two. It's about, two people. It's about couples. But it's interesting that it has the ring on top of it, because birds is indicative of an unattached couple. So a couple that's not committed, because the ring talks about a couple that is committed. And the ring is all about, commitment, a contract, a union, a bond. And then next to it, we have dice. And dice, it's all about risks and gambles and taking a leap of faith and taking our chances on things. It can be, dice actually have 6 sides. So it can be reward, it can be punishment, it can be change and improvement. It's usually almost always a positive, but they're saying there's like 2 sides to this situation. One is positive, one is not so positive. But, taking this leap of faith in hopes that things are going to get better, that hopes that things are going to change, and hopes that things are going to improve. Now, on the flip side, it can be, risky behavior, risky actions, impulsiveness, irresponsible, choices that aren't really lucky, that aren't really going to work out in our favor. And then you have the lady. So these 2 cards, so essentially the first layer of cards is the first, and then we've got the clarifiers, additional information on the cards. So when you combine this card and this card, this lets us know, what's the surface appearances? How do things appear? Not really getting to the truth, not really knowing what's going on, but on the surface, what's really going on? And okay, so they're saying this is about love. So for those of you wanting to know about work and career, they're saying this is about love. And it's about 2 people, relationship with 2 people. But one person is no longer in the picture. One person you did not have a commitment with. For some, this person you didn't have a commitment with, this could be someone that you had an unexpected pregnancy with, a child unexpectedly with, but you're not committed to this person. You're not even in a relationship with this person. They're saying, most of you, you're not even talking to this person any longer. And the reason is because you chose the other person. You chose to commit and throw all your chips in with this other person because you rolled the dice with this other person. You let this second person, so you had person A, person B, you let this other person go. But they're still in your heart. You took a chance, it was the wrong chance. Because it's, the person's still there, they're opposites. So, some of you met this person, and this was a divine partner. Could have been a twin flame, could have been a twin soul, could have been a soulmate, but you met this person, you had this deep connection, you had this deep bond. This was a fated connection. But you chose to be with someone else. You chose to commit to someone else. Because of that, some of you do feel guilt. But you rolled your dice. You threw your chips all in to be with this other woman that you've made a commitment to. Now, for some of you, it is just 2 women. Because if you notice this dice, there's 2 and then there's 3. So for some, it really is just 2 women. You were trying to choose between 2 women. You did make a choice, you did commit, but you've now realized, oh my gosh, I committed the wrong one, because it's been a very difficult relationship. It's been very difficult you've been trying so hard to make things work in this relationship, but you threw the dice in. It wasn't the best choice. For some of you, kind of impulsive, and you're not happy. They're saying for others of you, you brought a third person into the mix, because the dice can also be about, introducing a new element, introducing something new. The thing that you introduced, this new thing that you brought into the mix, was a new woman. So for some of you, you went from, okay, so I've got these two women, I'm gonna walk away from her. She doesn't know that I'm married to this other one, but I need to divorce her because this is miserable and not working. So, but I don't really want this, so I'm going to bring someone else into the mix so I can get my mind off of both of them. But she's still there. They're saying for some of you, it's like when you jumped into, because again, this is like surface appearances. So for some of you, you jumped into this other relationship. You had no intention of being in it long term. It's not fulfilling you. It's not making you happy. For some of you, it's even something that you let out publicly. Like you didn't even have a conversation with her to let her know why you up and disappeared, why you went somewhere else. She got to find out online like everyone else. So for some of you, you up and left her, and left so rapidly, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to deal with her, and let me just, when like a dog is digging to escape and they're just kicking dirt behind them. It's kind of like you just kicked a whole bunch of dirt in her face, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to commit to her and go in her direction. And you did that. Now on the surface, because this is public communications, on the surface, you have made it appear that this relationship is great with this new woman, this woman that you're committed to. Now you could be, for everyone, regardless of whether you've got 3 in the mix or 2 in the mix, the one that you are committed to, it is a difficult relationship. It has been a relationship, it's been a cross for you to bear. You've been unhappy, you've been suffering, but you've just been grinning and bearing it. You've been putting in your time despite how miserable you are. You have not wanted to face the fact that it's not working. You have not faced that, taking responsibility that this isn't working, I don't want this. You haven't taken the steps to make changes. You've just been putting your best foot forth. You've been given the illusion that it's working, but it's not. Because on the surface, you are making it appear to others that this is a great relationship. But meanwhile, you're contemplating, they're saying you're not even contemplating, they're saying you have come to the realization, you have recently in the past month come to the realization that you chose the wrong one. You realized recently that this is the one you should have chosen. This is the one that is you're meant to be. This is your destiny. This is your fate. But meanwhile, you've been putting all your eggs, all your dice, you've been throwing everything you've got at this other one. This is the wrong one. You've committed to the wrong one. And even though you've come to the realization that, oh crap, I made a horrible choice. I impulsively jumped into this. And it was an unwise choice. And very risky, bad decision on my end. I really shouldn't have jumped in and committed this. Holy crap, how am I going to get out of this now? But meanwhile, some of you, you're not even sharing with her that you're not happy. Because there are some of you that have recently ended the relationship, and they're commending you on that. Because you needed to end that. Because you cannot have this new chapter with the one that you let go of, the one that you lost. You can't have any chance of having anything with her if you're still holding on to this one that you've been committed to that's not the right one. And also, as we're going through this reading, this is a reading for Divine Masculine. So regardless of what your situation, in all relationships, there's always a Divine Masculine, there's always a Divine Feminine. But this is for the Divine Masculine. But for those of you that have not ended the relationship the commitment with the person that you're in. And for some of you, the commitment that you were in, there was a romantic element to it, but there was financial. There was a business shared, properties owned, some big, because the commitment wasn't marriage, but the commitment was some contractual, financial obligation. But you've been given the appearance that this is great. The problem that's going to cause for some of you is you now, and ignore my little grumbling stomach, you have now come to the realization that, oh, I don't want this relationship anymore. I want her. I want the one I let go of and I threw a bunch of dirt in her face as I skidded out of the parking lot with someone else on a rash jumping ship moment. I want her back. You're going to have a difficult time getting her back because they're telling me that some of you, you're in this relationship, things are not going well, but you like to give the image that it's going well. You post pictures online, all these lovey-dovey selfies. Look at us having so much fun. This is so grand. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm in blissful heaven. Kissy smoochy, lovey-dovey. Look at me showing off my arm candy and having fun and playing. Meanwhile, you're miserable and you want out of it and you're not having the conversation to get out of it. And you want to go back to the one that you let go, who now you're like, well, crap, that's my meant to be. That's the one. I screwed up real bad. How am I going to fix this? You're going to have a hard time explaining to her that, hey, I'm done. I've ended things. I'm ready. I'm all in. I'm all ready to throw my chips in with you. And she's going to look at a picture and saw that you just went on some great vacation 2 weeks ago and we're all lovey-dovey with this other woman. Because even though you are not emotionally connected with this woman, even though you don't want anything with her, even though you do want to be free, you are giving the complete opposite image of what it really is. And for some, that's going to make it a little bit difficult when you move in the direction of the one you let go. So they're recommending for some of you to stop giving the false illusion. You're not happy. You know you're not happy. Own it. Some of you, the reason that you've been giving false image, you see we've got this cage. We're going to be covering this. This is like, what lies beneath the surface. Many of you, you've been feeling trapped in this relationship, this committed relationship that you're in. Because the one that you let go, you aren't in a relationship with her. Many of you, you're not even talking. Some of you, she's moved on. But the one that you are in a commitment with, because for some, she may be in a commitment now with someone else because it's been so long ago that you up and deserted. But you are in a commitment with someone else. And you make it look like it's an amazing, lovey-dovey, wonderful, wonderful relationship. You could just build your hopes and dreams on it. You're not sharing the truth to the world that you're miserable. You have faced that yourself, but you're given a wrong image. The surface, yay, great, miserable. Some of you, they're saying the reason you give that image is because you feel trapped, you feel caged. This person guilts you into doing things. Really guilts you into doing stuff. They manipulative, they use emotions, they play on your emotions because they're saying you're a good guy, you want to do the right thing, which is why some of you haven't even ended it because you don't want to be the bad person. But they know you're a good guy, so they play on that. But these two cards together, what is it that is lying beneath the surface? And we have key. Key, it's the answer that you're seeking. It's the solution. It's the, what is going to unlock you from this prison, set you free. I have the camera zoomed up close enough. You should be able to see these details. There's this rose, and roses are all about love. Love. And you've got this rose. The door is open to the cage. You're not caged. You have felt like you are caged. But you're not. This is about, the key that's going to unlock you, that's going to free you, that's going to liberate you from the captivity that has held you hostage. This is about things opening up. But then we have the scythe, and scythe, it cuts things quickly, rapidly. It's a permanent cutting. It's sharp. And it's rapid, swift, unexpected. And next to it, we have the anchor. And the anchor is all about our stability, our security. It's, who are we hitching our carriage to? Who are we building a foundation with? It's things that are fixed, unchangeable, unmovable, things that, we just keep staying in and we just work toward, it's about, sticking in, persevering in effort to reach our goal in order to reach the desired outcome. This card can also be about ethics, morale, our moral codes, our integrity. And next to it we have the stork, and the stork is all about movement, change, restlessness, relocation, moving in a whole new direction. Now, these two cards together, this is again what's lying beneath the surface. You are ready to free yourself from this relationship, this commitment that you've been in. You want to. You've had your aha, you've had your epiphany, you're like, this isn't working, you have faced your truth, you're ready. You want to end this relationship, you want to cut it, because you've been working toward building a foundation with this person. For some of you, that this is the person that you're married, or you have some business or monetary, be it properties, but you have financial entanglements with the person. You've been trying to build something with them. You want to cut it loose. For many of you, the reason that you have stayed in, you have not cut it loose, is because of money. You see there's these two fish. There's these two fish on both sides of the anchor. Fish are indicative of finances, money, abundance. You have two on this anchor. You have stayed, some of you, in a relationship, in a commitment, because of financial concerns, financial worries. But what they want you to know is that when you see the anchors being pulled up and drug into the future real fast, that chain is broken, you're freed from prison, you're moving forward, but you do not need to worry about finances. You will have plenty of financial abundance. The stormy, rocky emotions, the turbulence, the argument, the strife, the conflict that you've had in this relationship has been unbearable. But you've been sticking it out. But you are ready to cut it. You're ready to get rid of it. You're ready to move in a new direction. You are being encouraged and divinely guided to end that relationship. You are being guided to move in a new direction. You are being guided to build something with someone else. Many of you are being guided to do that because this situation, this person that you become, it's never going to change. They're not going to change. The situation's not going to change because they have something better for you. They're trying to get you to move forward and build something with someone else. They're trying to get you to move in a new direction. They're trying to get you to change. They're trying to get you onto a new path. They're trying to get you away from this person that's caused you a lot of conflict and heartache, emotional loss, financial loss. Because for many of you, you have been absolutely drained. So they're giving me an image of, seagulls. If you're in a parking lot, there's these seagulls. Sometimes they'll just swoop down and you're like, oh my gosh, where'd they come from? Oh my gosh, what are they going to hit me with now? Some of you, you've been in this relationship with her or him, but you've been in this relationship to keep things non-confusing. This is the divine masculine, so it would be divine feminine. So you're just like, oh my gosh, what is she going to do now? Oh, what's she going to come at me with now? Because she catches you off guard with things you're like, what the hell is wrong with her? What is she doing? Like, is she hoping to take my head off? Is that her goal? It's been a difficult relationship. You want to end it. You want to be free because for many of you, you have been led to believe by this partner that you can't escape, that you can't get out of it. They have tried everything and they have been successful at keeping you stuck in that relationship. They have been quite successful. But now you're ready. You're ready to move forward. But why aren't you moving forward? I don't understand. I do understand. Okay. So when we look at these 3 cards, these are, what is it that's led to this, to things coming to this point? What has brought it to the point that you're ready to cut this person loose and you are ready to move forward in a new direction? For a large number of you, you already know the direction you're heading in. But what got you here? Down here we have labyrinth. it's all, trial and error. This is a maze. It's difficult. It's confusing to figure out. You'll bump into a wall and you have to start back over. And there's no shortcut. There's no easy way to get there. It's confusing. It's filled with twists and turns and false starts and dead ends. And sometimes you just have to turn around, give up, throw in the towel, and just head in a totally new direction. Get on a new path. And then you have that with the book. And the book is all about secrets and mysteries and education, wisdom, knowledge. Now, when you look at the book, the spine, the direction that the spine is in, which is this direction, is, what is it that's been kept a secret? The side that's facing the pages is, what is it that's going to be illuminated? What is it that's going to be shared? And we're going to get to that here in a moment. So what has brought you to this time, to this moment where you are going to have that breakthrough? What has brought you to your tipping point that is finally going to change your life to the better is you are now to that point that you are ready to end it with one and move in the direction of the other one. You are ready to end things with the one that you are not meant to be with in order to move in the direction of the one that you are destined and fated to be with. You have come to this tipping point because, at the beginning they were saying, you have one, you're not with her, but she's in your heart. That's because she is the one that you're meant to be with. You've tried everything that you can being in this relationship it doesn't work. It's broken. You try and you try and you try, and no matter what you try, it doesn't work. You get lured down a path. Oh, come on, come this way. Come on, here's a little treat. Here's a little nibble, to realize, oh, it still didn't work this time. Oh, it still didn't work this time. Oh my gosh, it didn't work this time. But instead of turning around and being like, okay, this isn't the path for me. This is the one for me. I'm done. I'm out. Deuces. I'm going to go get a new path where I can get to the prize. You kept trying. You kept trying. But you've realized now that you've been trapped in a situation that's not good for you. You've been going in this never-ending circle. Some of you felt like you're in the twilight zone. For some of you that maybe you brought a third person into the mix, you're like, dang, she's just like the one I was married to. She's just like the one I was committed to. Holy moly, I've stepped back into the exact same toxic situation with someone who drains me, who is emotionally manipulative, who cuts me with their words, who doesn't appreciate me, who does not value me. But you have, and they're saying for a number of you, it's recent. You've recently, in the past month, received this knowledge, this information that this is not working for you. See, he's going in this direction. He's got these two women facing him. He can see over the brush. He can see over the bushes. You've been trying to find your way. You have finally, because they're saying for a number of you, you did not want to face the truth. You weren't wanting to acknowledge this isn't working. Meanwhile, you've got this woman underneath the gazebo. And gazebos, people, if they're going to have outdoor weddings, they'll often have them in a gazebo. She's standing here and she has these white doves above her. And he's not even looking in her direction. He's looking toward these other two. Whereas, see this path that's by the gazebo, it would be a straight path to the other side of the pages. Many of you have recently discovered that this is the wrong path. Trying to make it work with the person, two people that you've been trying to make it work with. Or for some of you, they're even saying it's a lifestyle. Maybe you've been in a lifestyle where you've not wanted to commit. You've wanted multiple partners. You're like, no, I'm not going down. I'm not getting married. I'm not going to be in a firm commitment with someone. I'm going to continue to play the field, and that's worked for you. But it doesn't work for you anymore. You now realize she's the one that I want. You realize she's the key that's going to set me free. She's the answer. I want happiness. I want joy. I want to be freed from this toxic situation. I don't want to carry this cross around anymore. But the reason you haven't ripped up that anchor and gone in her direction yet, you haven't ended the one relationship to move into the next relationship, And for some of you, they are saying that there are some of you that have ended the relationship and you have just not moved forward and had the communication, you haven't moved in that new direction, is because for many of you, you are fearful. Because this card, the cross, is also about guilt, sorrow, regret. It's about taking responsibility for our actions. It's about facing things head on. It's gotten ugly. It's gotten ugly. Some of you, you've got 2 ladies in the mix. Some of you've got 3 ladies in the mix. You're like, oh, snap. You know, I'm going to have a conversation with 1, maybe 2 to let them know, hey, this is not working. It's been fun. You're a great person. But neither of us are happy. So I got to go and, this is over. I'm moving in a new direction. I wish you the very best. You're like, oh man, she or they are going to be mad. They're going to be so angry with me. And then I really feel bad about how I threw a whole bunch of dirt in the face of the one who I now realize is the one for me. Ooh, I treated her real bad. I really did her wrong. I really hurt her. I really hurt her. And that's going to be a very difficult conversation because, I wasn't behaving in an ethical way. I wasn't being honest. And although I do want to face things and I do want to fix things, I don't know how this is going to work out. But the good thing is, not only are you wanting to end things that aren't working for you, you want to move in a new direction. You want to build on a firm foundation. You have also grown and evolved to the point that you do now want to take responsibility. You do want to face things. They're saying up to this point you haven't wanted to face anything, which is why for some of you that you had the 2 and you brought a 3rd person into the mix, that was just an avoidance tactic of yours because you're like, oh shoot, I don't want to deal with any of this. Oh no, I'm going to run from all of it. I'm going to jump into bed or jump into a relationship or jump into something to take my mind off of all of it so I don't have to deal with it. And then now you're like, oh crap, that just made it a lot worse. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, I made it worse. But you want to fix it now. And that's good. You now see the truth of the situation. And not just seeing the truth of the situation, things that aren't working, things that aren't fulfilling you. You're now seeing that what would work. You want to fix things. You want to deal with things, and that's great. That's great. The reason you're not doing that, you've got these cards together. And these cards are what? The true state of things. What's really going on? You have this wishing well. And, it's about wishes, dreams coming true, having our wishes granted. It's also about healing, creativity, new beginnings. But a well, you have to drop this bucket real deep. It's got to get real deep to bring up that water. Water's all about emotions. This is about your deepest true thoughts, feelings, emotions, your wishes, these secrets, these things that you have kept to yourself, that you haven't revealed. Because when you drop that bucket clear down the bottom and it fills up with water, you start pulling it back up, pulling it up so that you can reveal it, so that you can share it. This can also be about digging deep, having to do work, having to do a lot of healing work, but only doing that after we've hit rock bottom. And that's where a number of you are. That's what's, for some of you, has led to this epiphany, this aha of, hey, this isn't working. I'm done with this. I'm moving in a new direction. I'm leaving here, breaking these chains. I'm starting new with someone else. This is a Queen of Hearts here. I'm ending it with one. I'm done. I'm finished with her. This is over. I'm moving forward with another one. That's going to make my dreams come true. But you have come to this epiphany and aha because things have not been going well in all areas and most, if not all areas of your life. You're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fix this? But the interesting thing is you have it paired with the coffin. The coffin's all about endings, finality, like something totally over, done, finished. Put a nail in it, it's done, it's dead. But it's also about an ending that's well beyond its expiration date. Like it should have ended a long time ago. So this relationship, this commitment that it should not have been going on this long. But you know that now. So the truth of things. you've got three doves. Got 3 on the dice. Some of you did bring a third woman in the mix. Hey, Casanova. Some of you, there's 2. That was a secret. You kept that a secret from the one you were fated, you're destined to be with. You kept it a secret. You are now fearful that if you share your true feelings with her, she's going to be done. She's not going to want anything to do with you. But the thing to keep in mind, this is a divine relationship. For many of you, she is your twin. She is highly psychic, highly intuitive. She may do spiritual work. She might be a psychic or an intuitive. You have telepathic communications with her. If you are a twin, all twin flames have been in telepathic communications for some time now. A number of twin souls are having the telepathic communications now. If you're a twin, she already knows. And if you're not a twin, you're a soulmate, women already have intense spidey senses. They already do. And then if you add the whole twin factor, telecommunications, the psychic side of it, she already knows what's been going on. You see how she's elevated? She's above them. You see? Okay. She's elevated. She is at a level higher than them. He can see what's going on. He knows what's going on. You've known what's going on, been going on for a long time. You just ignored it. But you could see, but she has an even greater vantage point. She can see everything that's going on. And white doves are indicative of, they're messengers. They're messengers from God. They bring spiritual, divine messages. She has 3 of them above her. So there have been times she's like, no, I'm done. I am not dealing with these shenanigans anymore. If he can't figure this out, why can't he figure this out? He's been going in circles in this maze for months, years. When is he going to figure it out? You know what? I'm not waiting here anymore for him to figure this out. Deuces, I'm done. If you can't figure this out, if you refuse to figure this out, because at that point he can see over the bushes. He knows what this is. He's ignoring it. So since he's going to ignore it, I'm out. I'm done. I'm over it. But God has kept her there. She's been intuitively getting messages. She still loves you. She still cares for you. And some of you, she's still there. Now, granted, if you look, she's stepping out of the gazebo. So for those of you that she hasn't moved on, she's starting that process. She has one foot out of the gazebo. The other foot is right behind it. Right behind it. She's been divinely kept here for divine timing, waiting for you to finish your growth, waiting for you to have that aha. Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, and you've been also going through healing and spiritual awakening, and you've grown and evolved. And she has been divinely kept here, protected. Your divine lover has been protected. God has been holding her for you. He's kept her in a holding pattern. But they've not been able to hold her any longer. She has just recently started stepping out to leave. There's still time. She does still love you. But you're fearful of having that conversation because you have kept other women or another woman, or maybe it's multiples. Maybe some of you could be a sex addict. But they're saying for most of you it's not that bad. And things aren't really as bad when you do explain it to her. But you are feeling guilty. You are ashamed. You are you do regret the things that you've done. You do feel bad about it. But in hindsight, you didn't know at that point. You kept this a secret from her. And now you are terrified that if I share, she's out. She might pick up the shovel and hit me with it. She loves you. It's actually going to take truth to turn this around. It's going to take communications. It's going to take swift communications before she finishes stepping that other foot out. But they want you to know she already knows. She doesn't know all the details. You need to share the details with her, but she knows. So you coming to let her know that there's been other people, it's not going to be a surprise. She's onto you. Because you have that deep of a connection. And isn't that the type of relationship we all want? Don't we want to have a relationship with someone where they know all of our secrets, they know the good, they know the bad, they know the ugly, and they still love us? This whole time that you've been going in circles and you've been chasing other tail and you've been posting like life is so blissful with a woman that you are miserable with, you've been working so hard to be in a relationship with someone who does not love you, does not appreciate you, tears you down, treats you like dirt. But you still kept working to make it work. She's known that. And she's never once stopped loving you. Never has she ever stopped loving you. Even as for some of you that she has left and moved on, and for the rest of you where she has started to move on, she has made the decision to move on with her life. She has one foot on the way out. She's looking back one last time right before that other foot heads out. But she still loves you. And it's not going to be as difficult of a conversation as you think, because again, she already knows. Not the details, but she's got the gist. You're not going to be shocking her. But the beautiful thing with this, because again, this is the true state of things. You think, oh my gosh, as soon as I tell her the truth, oh, it's done, it's over. But when you look at the coffin, when you look at the head of the coffin faces the new opportunity, the new beginning. So the head of the coffin is facing this wishing well. So by you opening up, by you becoming an open book, by you sharing the truth, by you sharing, because you love her too. You love her just as deeply as she loves you. Which is why she's been in your heart and your thoughts and in your mind. And no matter how hard you've tried to forget her, for some of you, you've been trying to forget her for years, it doesn't work. Every road and every path leads back to her. And that's why you've come to the recent realization that she's the one. She's your gift from God. She's it. She's your dreams come true. But you haven't shared your feelings. But when you share the truth with her, when you open up and you share your true feelings, you also just share the truth of the situation. You just let it all out. She's still going to love you. But when you share how you feel with her, when you share those deep feelings, those deep thoughts, because this connection runs way deeper than you ever thought it would. And that's the thing for a lot of you. When you have this conversation, I mean, when you first met her, you felt that something was there, but you didn't really know what it was yet. But now you get it. But share that with her. Hey, I didn't know. I felt a deep connection, but I didn't realize how deep it was. And I had to stumble and fumble and have these experiences just to realize it's you. It's always been you. Every time it's always been you. And for many of you, you've been going through your spiritual awakening this time that you've been separate from her. And you've realized you have a lot of similarities in your lives. You've had similar careers. You have similar paths. You have similar belief systems. For a large number of you, it's because she is your twin. She is your other half. She is your perfect complement. She is your key. And for those of you that she's a soulmate, she's still your key to your happiness. But by you sharing the truth, the coffin is facing the wishing well. By you opening up, sharing the truth, digging deep, sharing it all with her, you will have a new beginning with her that will result in your wishes, your dreams coming true. Now, as far as the actions that can be taken, you have two. So for some of you, these 3 cards are actions that can be taken. So action 1, for those of you that are still in this committed relationship, whatever the status may be, marriage, live-ins, committed boyfriend, girlfriend, business partners with some loving on the side, whatever it is, you are in a romantic commitment with someone. You haven't ended it, you want to. Action that could be taken, number 1, is You rolled the dice. You put all chips in with her. Okay, you realize she's not the right one. They're encouraging you to immediately pull that anchor. End it. End it so you can move in a new direction. Because by ending that, you will have your dreams come true. Your dreams aren't going to come true with her. And you know that. So they're encouraging you to take those actions. Now, for some of you, they're encouraging you to do that immediately because they're saying that some of you, you're not happy. You have like a vacation, a trip planned. For a number of you, very well, it's a trip for the holiday. Maybe the July 4th holiday, Canada Day holiday. You've got a getaway planned. You're planning to take a week or a weekend and go somewhere together, but you're dreading it. You do not want to go. Just the thought of it, you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fake it? Because you're not happy. They're encouraging you to end that relationship before you go on that trip. Because again, you know how they were saying in the beginning that, what it appears that you're just so happy with that relationship. It is not going to bode well. You want her back. You want the love of your life back. Do not put any more wedges in by spending time with someone who is not the one. That's going to make it even harder for you to get her back. Because again, she's got one foot on the way out. For many of you, taking some trip and showing off how lovely and grand that is, when you're going to be miserable and you don't want to go on it anyhow, why would you put yourself through that? But why would you put her through that and risk having her finally just totally walk away? You don't want to risk that. You don't want her to put the final nail in your coffin when you are so close to having your dreams come true with her. You're so close to having a new beginning with her. So if you are still in a relationship, and they are saying that there are some of you, and it may only be 3 of you, where you do have plans with this woman that you know is not the one. You do not want to go. Do not go. And they're saying have the courage. They want me to read this. Illness is known, sickness is near. Fate has its own ending to fear. You lose your money, all hopeless to you. And what is the saddest? Your courage fails too. Have the courage to end this. Not just to cancel the trip. Have the courage to end the relationship. That is what you desire. That's what's bubbling up under your surface. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for the next chapter. Oh, I know I've got to end this one to move on. There's nothing holding you back but yourself. They're encouraging you to do that. And they're saying the same thing. It's not going to be as difficult as you think because it's been an emotionally turbulent relationship. I mean, you've been trying real hard to make it work. They've been trying. I mean, both sides, it's not working. Let's call a spade and allow it to be done. Now, the other action. Now, for some of you, you may very well be doing both actions. Doing one this week and then next week doing the other one. But for all of you who this is applicable to, they're encouraging you to take a risk. Take a risk with her. Take a risk with the one that you know is the one. You know in your heart, you know in your soul. You can't get her out of your thoughts. You can't get her out of your mind. She is your destiny. She is your happiness. She is your dream come true. Take a risk. It will be worth the risk. Go for it. Move in a new direction. Move toward her. She is the Queen of Hearts. She's going to help pull you out of this unhappiness that many of you have been in for years. So for some of you that, be it 2 women that were very similar, be it multiple women that are similar, you've not been happy in love for a very long time. But you will find bliss and fulfillment in this relationship. You will also find it to be very rewarding in all ways. For some of you, you will also move forward and be able to have a family together. But take the risk. Move forward to build stability with her. Move forward to build something with her. Because by doing so, your wishes will come true. This chapter that you have been going through in your life where you have not been fulfilled in love, things have not worked out, you've always dreamt that it would be so good, and you're like, dang it, why do I keep getting the short end of the stick? You will finally get the thing that you desire if you can take the leap of faith and move in her direction. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to move these up real quick. Okay. So let's move these. Going to pull a few oracle cards real quick. And we're going to wrap this up. Okay. So let's pull from this one. Oh, now my neighbor's coming out. Allie, Miss Allie. Shh, you're okay. Wow. Now that is impressive. Okay. Yes, you guys can see all those. Wow. Wow. Shh. You have a new beginning. At the bottom it says, "Thank you, angels, for opening up the doors to change. I am ready." So your team has divinely brought you to this point, to this tipping point, to the point where you are going to finally break through. You're going to end the one chapter, move into the next chapter. For a number of you, they have closed one door. They're ready for you to walk through the new door. For some of you, it's going to be a simultaneous close one, slam that bad boy shut, walk through the new door. But you have this new opportunity. You have this opportunity for your dreams to come true. You have this divine love. You're there. Your team is helping you. Your angels are helping you. They're guiding you. All you have to do is follow them. They've given you tons of signs and synchronicities. You just need to trust, take the leap of faith, and follow them through this new door. Follow them into this new beginning. Allow your resistance to fall away. Allow your fear to fall away. Allow yourself, for those of you that have to detach from this toxic relationship, allow that to fall away. End that. End it, slam that door shut so you can move forward. Because you are being divinely guided into this new beginning. God has brought this new beginning to you. And for some of you, divine feminine, that are still hanging in and watching this to find out what's going on, you too have to walk through a new door. Because for some of you, you may be having, maybe you're walking through into a new career. Maybe it could be a total change in careers, it could be changing companies. But you're walking through that new door, but simultaneously you will be having a new beginning with the divine masculine. But they're saying to have this new beginning with him, you do have to close the door on the past with him. For many of you, you've questioned for a long time why they keep saying, let go, let go, let go. A big part of the letting go is also letting go of how things were. Because when he comes back and he is honest, you can have faith that he's being truthful, that he's being honest. He will be a totally new person. You have grown and changed and evolved. He has grown and changed and evolved. But he's not going to be able to come in your direction if you're still holding on to, what he did in the past, and he's a playboy, and he's just not serious, and he's just going to pull those stunts again and up and disappear, and he's just going to hurt me again. So, you know what? Forget it. Nope, I'm stepping totally away. Allow the past to be done. Allow that chapter is over. That chapter with him, that experience that the two of you had, it's done. It's over. You will have a new chapter, a new beginning with each other. But you can't hold on to the past. Because you can't create something new and magical together if you're still holding on to that. So allow yourself to walk forward. You're ready. You are both ready. If they're saying the time has come, the time has come. Now the next card is the talking stick. And this is all about, speaking your truth, communicating, but communicating from your heart, being honest, being true, not hesitating, not being shy, really Communicating from the heart, communicating how you feel, communicate what you desire. Also communicating the truth of the situation, because by communicating, it will heal the situation. So Divine Masculine, they're encouraging you to talk, to share, because again, good, bad, ugly, share it all. She still loves you. And that's actually, you sharing the truth is the key also to healing the relationship with her, to renewing that. Native Americans, when they would have their council meetings and they would all get together, they would all take turns passing around a talking stick. And when the stick would get to their point, to them, they would stand up and they would speak and they would share from the heart. And they were all supposed to be authentic. And by being authentic, it restores the trust. It clarifies any misunderstandings, any miscommunications. They're encouraging you to be authentic, be honest, be truthful, share everything. It's going to remove those misunderstandings. It's going to clear things up. It is going to restore the trust between both of you. It will heal everything instantaneously for both of you. But you have to have the courage, which is why they wanted me to read that card. You have to have the courage to have the conversation. You have to start the conversation. She is not going to start the conversation. She has many times in the past tried to start a conversation with you and it didn't go anywhere. She will not, because again, remember, she's stepping out. She's got one foot out the door. Have the courage to have the conversation with her. Be honest, be forthright, be authentic, be true. Lay everything out on your heart, the good, the bad, the ugly. Do it without fear, and you will find that it's going to completely transform things with both of you. Instantly. You're going to be like, wow, whoa, my dreams are coming true. I'm not that bad after all. Because you're not. You're not. They're saying that you're amazing. You really are. We all make mistakes. That's what we come down here to do. She's made mistakes. You make mistakes. Everyone does. But to make this right, to fix this, and you do want to do that, all it takes is some communication, some honesty. Now, the last card is Dreaming Landscape. And they're playing that song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What are those? Okay. Way up high. They're giving me the words. I'm like, I can't remember the words. Okay, so now they're going to give me the words. There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere. Second one? Okay, yeah, they want you to have the second verse. Okay. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. So sorry you get to deal with my singing. My singing through them giving me the words because I couldn't remember them. So these cloudy skies, this turbulence, these emotional storms that you've been in, they're about to be clear. You are about to have your dreams come true. And that's why they're saying that's why they wanted you to have both verses. Because you did. You had these hopes and dreams, and both of you did. But Divine Masculine, they're saying that you have gone through so much. You've gone through hell in love and relationships and your recent growth. But with regards to love, they're saying that it has been so difficult that along the way, you have lost your perspective. You've lost your focus on what's important. So for some of you, maybe you did stay in a marriage or a commitment, a partnership that was founded on money because you were very, very worried about finances. So instead of focusing on, I want this love, I want happiness, I want fulfillment, I want someone who values me. I want someone who's a true partner. I want someone that's faithful, because for a number of you, the relationship that you've been in, there's been a lot of infidelity. But I want someone that I can count on. I want someone that's going to be there through thick and thin. But you're just so focused on money. And now you've come back to that place because when you were young, You dreamt of that. You dreamt of having something wonderful and magical. But you got stuck in this battle. You got stuck in all these challenges. You've lost your faith. You've lost your hope. You've begun to think, well, maybe there's no true love out there. Maybe that was just a story, just a little fairy tale and lullaby I was told as a young child. Maybe it's really not there. But you are destined for that. You have that. It's here. Allow your hope and your faith to return. Allow yourself to have a renewed sense of wonder and excitement and optimism. Allow that to return. Because your wishes are being granted. They are. Your dreams are coming true. They will come true. Your pot of gold, it's sitting at the end of the rainbow. It's ready for you. But you need to open up to that. You need to receive that. You need to have a conversation to have that happen. Walk through that door. Have faith. Look how beautiful. That's funny. They're also saying that they wanted you to have that second verse. And you guys can look up the lyrics since they had me stumbling and fumbling through. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't remember the words. Blue skies await you. Happiness awaits you. Your dreams coming true await you. You're right there. Look at these calm waters. You're right there. It's beautiful. You've arrived. You are at that tipping point. All it requires, stepping through the door. Letting the door close behind you. Stepping through the new door. Having the conversations on both sides to walk through the door and close the door. Because there's a number of you. You fall in different categories. And then you get to have your dreams fulfilled. And they want to reassure you that it will be a rapid transformation because, many of you have been hesitant to have the conversation. They wanted you to know today you have nothing to fear. It's going to go well. That's actually going to result in a new beginning with her. But they also want you to know it's not going to be a battle. It's not like you're going to have this conversation and like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to put in months and months of work and months. I mean, you're still going to have to prove yourself to her. You are going to have to prove to her that you're all in. You are going to have to prove to her that you are loyal, that you are faithful, that you are in it to win it. That you're not just just alley. That you're just not, limping your bed in. But to show her that you're all in. You're fully in. You are fully committed. You are a changed man. You do need to show her that. But you will find that it will rapidly transform. You will find it's not going to be some difficult uphill battle. You'll find that it's going to be amazing. They're saying for some of you that are twins, they're saying that you could be engaged or married to each other within 3 months, within 3 to 4 months. It's going to go that fast. But this is what you've wanted your whole life. You're there. You're there. You just have to go for it. And this is the magical time for you to go for it. So I think that's amazing. And I know, Divine Masculine, you are all out there and you are listening to this. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep giving you messages all the time. So these next 2 weeks, while I'm out and you have magical, beautiful things happening, I look forward to hearing your comments. And even if you're not brave enough to post it online, shoot me a message to let me know that, hey, Nicole, I did it. I closed that door. I ended that relationship and I jumped, followed my angels, dove straight forward, and I found I could fly. And oh my gosh, it's been a week and things are amazing. They're magical. And we're having so much fun. And I'm so thankful that I had that conversation. I'm so thankful that I took that leap of faith. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. Because it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear about it. So I wish you all an amazing couple weeks filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.